Hey, what is up, all my social clubbing friends? It's Dustin, and I'm back with another video. How are you, Nick?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Do you like your new Bob Barker mic?
I do. I have wanted a Bob Barker microphone for the longest, and now I finally have it. So I hope it sounds good.
Oh my God. You guys, it's really,
a task.
It's crazy. It's like this long.
It's long. It's a big one.
What made you want that?
I just love like the nostalgia of it, you know, like looking at it.
Come
It reminds me
on
of Bob Barker. It
down.
reminds me of watching The Price is Right every morning with my grandma.
What an icon.
School. Didn't he die?
Yeah, he passed away
really
this past year.
He really died this time.
Yeah.
Because remember, it was like a thing. Like, did Bob Barker pass away years ago? I don't know.
I think it became like a Mandela effect. People were saying that they thought he passed away like 6 years ago or something.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
However, none of that is the topic of this video. Now, this video, I do want to talk about James Charles. He's front and center in the thumbnail for a reason.
What is he doing, girl?
He did something that is kind of scandalous and very shady.
On brand.
Oh, very on brand.
Very on brand
with Morphe and Jaclyn Hill and Michaela. But I wanted to talk a little bit about how beauty influencers like Michaela, James Charles, Jaclyn Hill, Jeffree Star, all these people ruined the beauty community.
You think?
Yeah.
Do y'all think that those key players ruin the beauty community?
Oh, of course. So I wanted to kind of rehash a little bit of things before we get into what James Charles has been accused of and what he admitted to in a TikTok. So I wanted to start with Mikayla Nogueira with Lashgate. Now, we all remember Lashgate. It was a big deal. People were pissed, and rightfully so. They were pissed off because, in my opinion, it's not even an opinion that I have. It's an opinion I think millions of people have now. Michaela faked that. She totally fucking faked it.
Of course. She knows she faked it. That's why she continues to poke fun at it, because it turned into a meme and she got away with it.
This is one coat. Okay, I'm gonna add a second. Look at the length. Do you see that?
So this is a controversy because it goes back to laws and regulations under influencer advertising. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Michaela and her reviews, and I'm sure the L'Oreal mascara is great. But the issue is it looks like Michaela put on false eyelashes to exaggerate the mascara's effect. And that could be a violation of Federal Trade Commission or FTC laws because it could be seen as a false or misleading claim. The FTC requires that advertising must be truthful, not misleading, and substantiated. So for influencers, that means all your reviews have to be honest beliefs after you've actually used the product. In addition, while Michaela might be a L'Oreal partner, it was not disclosed whether she was paid for the ad itself, and she did not use #ad. So for all you influencers, before you become literally obsessed with any product, make sure that you're giving an honest review, that you've actually used the product. You disclose whether you're being paid with the correct hashtags, and make sure that the hashtag you use is clear and conspicuous so that you're not violating the law and that you don't get fined.
Now, Michaela came out from that basically unscathed, although there was literally thousands of people making videos about it, multiple tweets, TikToks, all kinds of things on social media. L'Oreal never had to address it. They just got away with it.
Do you remember when she came back and she was like, I'm sure we all know why we're here today, and just like laughed about it.
Yeah.
I saw a little bit of other Michaela drama getting called out over on TikTok because apparently during her wedding, they clocked it that she was not wearing her collaboration with Elf. So apparently like makeup by Mario, as she says.
Makeup by Mario.
Yeah, I guess he like panned the camera around and there was no Elf Michaela.
Are we surprised?
But some of his lip colors were.
Oh,
some other brands. So I'm not surprised.
But Michaela is fairly new to the scene. She came up really when COVID kicked off.
Yeah.
She is a product of COVID, I think. Yeah. Michaela only has a few years in, and she's already made a pretty big mark, where we have people like Jaclyn Hill that has been here basically since they turned the lights on at YouTube and the beauty industry became a thing on social media.
Lying, saying that she's never taken a sponsorship before.
Lying, like, just completely lying.
Us to fucking believe that.
But what Jaclyn Hill did with Morphe is the same thing that Michaela did with L'Oreal and Lashgate, right? So Jaclyn Hill's known for talking up products that are not necessarily the best, just like Manny MUA with that Morphe foundation, right? Jaclyn Hill was out here peddling that Morphe.
She was lying too. Lying all day about that fucking concealer.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
been
they all.
using it for
Do you remember the whole gray undertones?
Yes.
That, like, why?
Corpse is what it was fucking giving.
We had people like Kevin James Bennett chiming in on that, talking about how crazy she sounded because she said gray undertones. Like, I'm sure there's going to be somebody in the comments that says, I have gray undertones, I have to have that. But, like, I've never heard of that before.
They might not. You need to go to the doctor.
Girl, I don't know.
That's not a thing.
But Jaclyn Hill, with her multiple scandals, we have the Face Master with her and Morphe ripping people off.
Wasn't there some kind of drama between Jaclyn and Becca because what her Morphe thing was going to be?
Becca sued because of the...
Yeah.
No, she didn't get Becca sued. She got Morphe sued because of Becca because she tried to use the same logo and artwork.
Yeah.
It's always something. So it's people like that are giving beauty YouTubers a bad rep, and they wonder why there's always a stigma.
Then there's James Charles.
Yeah.
Look at all the tarnishing that he's been doing to the community. I mean, the list just goes on and on.
James Charles is a habitual repeat offender in every kind of way. James Charles really honestly came out of the gate being problematic with his whole Ebola tweet and all that different shit.
He started his career on a lie, girl.
Oh, yeah, with the whole ring light.
Photos.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know, people forget that. Thomas Halbert pointed that out years ago.
Yeah. Yes, he did point that out. He pointed it out several times.
Well, you know, the latest thing with James Charles continuing to talk about problematic beauty YouTubers and how they basically affect everybody else. You know that he was over on TikTok in a live cussing people out, girl.
Yes, I have some of the clips.
Bitch, this fucking wrath in the comments, you're repeating yourself, then leave, you fucking dumb bitch. Leave. I can't. People on this fucking app are so stupid. Scroll. All these fucking rats on TikTok, our attention spans are 4 seconds long. If you don't want to watch my live, then get the fuck out, girl, and go watch somebody else's. I can't. Like, oh my God, I can't. I can't get a fucking job. It's 2 a.m. What are you doing? Go to bed. Jaclyn, this girl said press. Let's see what you look like, bitch. You know what? I'm gonna get banned if I keep dragging people on here, so let me not. Let me shut my fucking mouth. Jaclyn, girl, you look pressed. You look like someone took your head and then put it under a fucking hydraulic press. Not a good look, babes. Not a good look.
Cussing them the fuck out.
Well, he was annoyed. He said it was like 2 a.m. What are they doing? Like, go get a job. Like, go to sleep. Like, why are you in someone's live? Just scroll on. He told them to fuck off, and he said a lot of things.
Well, you know what? All those questions could be asked about him and why he was messaging minors too, right?
Yeah.
So I need James Charles to chill.
Yeah, nobody was in the chat from the clips that I've seen. Nobody was in the chat saying anything about that. I was very surprised because normally when you go to a James Charles comment section, there's a good handful of comments that are not forgetting what James Charles admitted to.
Well, good. He earned that for himself, right?
Not forgetting.
So now I guess we can talk about what came out about James Charles. Really, it came out of his own mouth, right? He posted, I believe it may have been an Instagram story, a TikTok or something. I don't remember where this came from, but him and Lipstick Nick at the beginning of it, they were talking about a palette, and it was a Morphe palette and how awful it was and how ugly it was.
Okay, but I think enough time has passed now where we can comfortably say that palette was fucking idiot.
I can proudly say that I am marked safe from buying anything that James Charles has promoted. To give context, he's talking about how he promoted this palette called the Dare to Create palette back in the day from Morphe, and because he did so well, that caused him to not only establish a relationship with the brand, but that led to him creating his own palette with Morphe, which we all know sold a lot. He became a millionaire off of that. And actually his career outlasted the makeup company itself. And this is the busted ass, dank ass, confusing palette that James Charles ain't had no business promoting. And while I do understand why he did what he did to secure the bag, this is exactly why you cannot always trust influencer reviews. Think about all of the people that damn near spent their life savings buying beauty products that these influencers promoted, knowing damn well they didn't even like or use the products like that. His fakeness and dishonesty is exactly why Tati exposed his ass. Like, this whole drama will forever be my Roman Empire.
I think enough time has passed now where we can comfortably say that palette was fucking idiot.
That video, James is talking about a palette that he promoted back when with Morphe. This video is not about James, this is about influencing. It really did irk me when he said this because back in 2017, I was in college and I was fucking broke. I had enough money saved up, I would go and buy whatever influencers were telling me to buy because supposedly it was so good. As an inspiring beauty influencer, I love makeup, I love showing it. With every product that comes out, there's gonna be influencers promoting it. And they might not even like it. This is a perfect example of why you shouldn't run and buy whatever they're trying to sell you on TikTok or social platforms or anything because they're getting paid or they're getting something out of it. But if you love makeup and love honest reviews, make sure you follow me.
And people started calling him out for it because this is something that he's promoted on his YouTube channel and sold everyone under the guise of it being a great, beautiful product.
Finally, the palette that I've been so excited to tell you about is the 39A, which is the Dare to Create palette. So this is the 39A right here, and if you'll notice, it is much bigger than the typical Morphe palette. And that's because if you open it up, this is what you have inside. Most Morphe palettes retail for $22 and have 5 rows of 7 shadows. That's right. And this palette is definitely a lot different than the typical Morphe palette. This one retails for $32 and it comes with 39 shades instead of 35. But as you'll notice, the middle row of this palette is all bigger than the average pan size, and these are all transition shades. I think this palette is absolutely genius because not only are there literally 7 different transition shades for 7 different skin tones or 7 different looks, the pan sizes are also a lot bigger because y'all know as soon as you get that palette that you really, really love, the first shade you're gonna hit pan on is a transition shade because you use it all the time. Trust me, it happens to me all the time. So I think it is so smart to make the transition shades bigger so you never hit pan on them and you can use them and love them forever.
I am so shocked a beauty influencer lying about a product being good, especially when it comes to fucking Morphe.
Oh God,
I mean, that
right?
seems to be like a running trend. I mean, they've all lied about it. Jaclyn,
Especially
James,
Jaclyn.
Manny.
Hell, even Jeffree.
Yeah.
Because he had those awful makeup brushes.
Oh
Do you
my
remember
God.
that?
I remember I went into the store in Tampa when it was there, and I was with Vanessa, and we like touched the brushes. First of all, the Jeffree display looked like complete shit. The Jaclyn one that was next to it looked immaculate.
Oh yeah, they probably had that thing
She's
cleaned
probably,
every day.
Like she's gonna come in here. She probably goes in.
Oh, she probably does.
Probably went in
Do
or
you
sent
remember
someone.
when that fake story went around about Jaclyn Hill, how she allegedly like went into this Morphe and demanded all kinds of things and said
what?
Linda said she could have it?
Was it fake?
Yeah, no, it was
Oh,
fake, but
okay.
they made it sound like something she would do. Like she went in and demanded all this free makeup
Yeah.
and shit.
I mean, I wouldn't be too shocked if she did that.
Morphe brush, Morphe brushes. Like, oh yes, I'm Morphe, the owner of Morphe and Morphe favorites by Morphe. It's a little overwhelming. With Morphe, because Morphe, the new one by Morphe, is a Morphe brush, Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, Morphe. Oh my God, it's Morphe. By Morphe again. Morphe. Brush by Morphe. Morphe. Which it's amazing. Morphe. I love it so much.
But getting back to James Charles, does this not make him any different than Michaela or say Jaclyn Hill? Because this is deceptive marketing. Years later, he's now saying that he promoted a product that he did say was a good product and that it was beautiful.
Girl, he walked so they could run.
Yeah, he did.
Really did.
And you know what? This just further proves that James Charles is not this innocent little angel he portrays himself to be. Really, in my opinion, shows again that he's a manipulative piece of shit.
Who out here thought that James Charles was innocent?
There are people out there. There are people out there that think that James Charles is innocent. They think Jaclyn Hill is innocent of lying. They think that I don't know. There's people that agree with them.
No.
Just mindlessly follow them.
Oh my God, I am so shocked. I am actually genuine. If there are people out there that actually believe that James Charles is innocent,
girl, there's people out here that believe that Eugenia Cooney is okay, and she is just simply not. You can see for yourself on these live streams when she's on TikTok. People don't want to believe what is right in front of them, although they've been told this same information for years now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But you know what's even crazier is people can see this and they can hear it come out of his mouth, him literally admitting that he promoted a product that he really didn't believe in or did not like. And they'll be like, well, I do it for a check too. There's an excuse for every point that can be made.
Wasn't it Lipstick Nick that was in that video clip
Yeah,
with him?
it was.
So she is sitting there laughing about the fact he was lying about a Morphe product and agreeing with him. So she's okay with the lying about that brand because she was getting the paycheck?
Listen, as long as Lipstick Nick is getting a check, she does not care. Look, she's friends with James Charles.
Best friends.
She is like best friends with him.
She
And you
loves
know,
to
she's
see in her
best
rip.
friends with Jaclyn too. They do not care. There's nothing they won't do. There is nothing they won't sell their soul for. They will sell their soul for a fucking penny at this point.
They are all sticking together, that is for sure.
They are, and it makes me fucking sick. And then we have this whole thing with Rosanna Pansino, and you know she was friends with James Charles, Colleen Ballinger, and all of them, but none of her followers want to admit that. But there's at least 6 videos up of them two together, and she is drinking Colleen Ballinger's breast milk, girl. Like, let me tell you, that turned my motherfucking stomach.
Gross. The fact that is a YouTube video The fact that Rosanna, however you say it, I'm sorry if I'm saying it incorrect, but the fact that she could just speak out about not being included in a Mr. Beast video that was for charity, like being cut out of it, how many years later, like 2 years later, but she can't say shit about Colleen Ballinger or remove those videos for that matter. If somebody that I collaborated with or was friends with, if they were getting exposed for what Colleen was getting exposed for, I would speak out. I would definitely have a statement, and I would definitely fucking remove those videos. Now, it could be, well, we're not friends anymore. We don't do that anymore. So just remove the fucking videos.
A simple tweet would be fine.
Like
a simple tweet would be fine, but like
instead she wanted to get a little press for that music video that she put out. She did a little PR tour about that Mr. Beast.
Girl, you gotta save some for your video.
I do. She's so fucking annoying.
Highly annoying. And you know what? I'm glad I never watched her content. I am so glad. But back to James Charles. I believe that they were friends or they've been friendly. He's connected to all of these people. So for James Charles to expose himself again to show people who he truly is, these are the people he's connected to. These are the friends that he's made. Manny, Laura, all them with the Predator Pels, JoJo Siwa and all them. Y'all are all sipping the Kool-Aid.
Michaela's sipping it too.
She is.
At the wedding.
Yeah, the wedding. But you guys are going to have to let me know what you think down below. Are you shocked by this? I know you're not. I know that James Charles, I know he don't have a lot of y'all fooled here. But also, let me know down below what your favorite scandal was. Was it Lashgate or was it James Charles and him thinking that he owned the rainbow when he came out with that Morphe palette?
Oh my God.
Like, which one? There's been so many.
There really have been so many. Like, take it like back. Like, give us like a vintage, like years old drama that you thought was like the end all be all back in the day.
And if you made it this far in this video, I want to do something a little bit different because I ask you guys to show me emojis all the time. I want to see what your most used emojis are. So your whole left side of your emojis, let me know yours down below and I'll reply with mine. But with all that said, I hope you all have an amazing day and we will see you all in my next video.
Bye.
Bye guys.